Hello everyone, my name is Aman and I am a MTS Internet VMware. So this demo will, in this demo we will discuss the questions which will came today in a contest that is CodeHers, which will be conducted, which was conducted by Walmart. So Coders is a contest which Walmart conducted for the female candidates, and through which they also hire the candidates and they give some rewards also. So whosoever will win that contest. Uh, so one of my friend gave that contest today. So me and she discussed what questions were there. So today we are going to absolve and discuss what questions they were, how to tackle them, or what thought process she used in that those particular question, or one can use in that question. So there were two questions. So the time limit was 1.5 hour. So this contest conducted on D2C platform. So so let's begin with the first problem. So the first problem is like that they have given a number and they want suppose let's start with some example. So suppose they have given a number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So suppose this is number. So what they want is, so they want that and they also given a single digit number D. So suppose if it's n and D is there, so it's between 0 to 9, 0 and less than equal to 9. So this was two variables which were given to us in the function. So they ask that the logic or what they want is that by adding the odd digit number, suppose 1 3 5 7, or by adding even digit number, that is 2 4 6 8, and adding them in a way that like by adding 1 plus 3 4 plus 5 9 plus 8 17. So by adding odd digit number we are getting one value 17, and by adding even digit value we are getting one value that is 2 plus 4 6 12, sorry 1 plus 3 4 plus 5 9 plus 7 16, and here 2 plus 4 6 plus 12 20. So for particular odd values we are for even values we are getting 20. So we got two values from the odd digit sum and from the even digit sum. So now we have to make them a single digit. So again we will do this same thing. We will add the odd digit in one value and the even digit in another value, and by after reaching the sum in the single digit, that is from between 0 to 9. 0 is not possible, 1 to 9. So then we will so they ask that after reaching these particular single digit numbers, that we are reaching to a digit which is equal to D. So what this is what they ask. So this is question. So suppose let's take second question. Sorry, example. Suppose 5 8 9 sorry 0 1 6 7 5 2. So this is the value again, and they ask that so let's find out what all numbers we can have from this particular value. So let's have odd digit value. So let's have a variable O is equals to, so 5 plus 0 0 5 plus 6 11 plus 2 13. So 13 is a sum for sum of all odd digit values. So all number so which are on the odd value. So odd places, sorry. So let's E for the even. So for this 8 plus 1 9 plus 7 16. So we reached to two these values. So now they are not in single digit. So we will do the same thing again. So for this, the value for the odd is 1, as 1 is a single value, and for that value is 3 for the even value. So let's O1 this, O11 and is equals to 1, and E12 is equals to this. So O11 is the sum of odd place values for first odd value, sum of odd values, and E11. So here we got O12, that is we got 1 as 1 is the only number, and so 1 2, and here we can use 1 2 2 sorry 2 2, any value we can use. So for this one, the 6 is the only number, 6 we got. Okay, so the single digit values we are getting 1 3 4 and 6. So in this way, if D is like 6, so we have to print yes. If D is equal to 1, then we have to print yes. If D is equal to 3, then we have to print yes. Other than that, these values, if D is anything, we have to print no. So this is the question. So let's try to code this thing. So let's have two integers. So yeah, so there is one trigger thing too. So the value of this n is greater than 0 and less than, so n was greater than 0 and less than 10 to the power 23. Okay, so this is the trickier main thing. So none of the integer type data type hold this much of value. Unsigned long also can't hold this much of value. So after discussing this thing, similar thing with my friend, so she also told that initially I took unsigned long, but that doesn't work, right? So how we will do that thing for to handle that thing, then we will take string. Okay, so we will see how we will use string and how we will do that in comparison thing and convert into integer, what thing we will convert into integer. So we will see that thing. So let's, and there were some test cases. So let's not go for the test cases. Let's have only one. So I am having a string s and integer n. So we have these two values. So let's have sn. So now we have n, sorry, n can be used as d. So we have d and we have our number that is, which is less than 10 to the power 23. So now one thing what we can observe is that, okay, so number is like bigger one, but if we are adding the only odd place value, so suppose number is 1, sorry 9 we can take, so 9 9 9 9 9, so much of 9. I don't know how much they are, but suppose they are 23 among like this number. So if we add the odd place number 9s, only odd place, then also there will be, if 10 to the power 23 are there, then 22 nines. So 11 is the maximum number of values can be, we have to add in one, and value can be highest 9 only. So right. So if we place, if we add 11 9, so then also we are getting some 99 only. So just so what we have to do is that whatsoever be the number is, we have to just adding the odd place values in an integer and even place value in an integer, and we are done with this thing. So let me show you what I'm thinking. So suppose I am taking O as the sum of odd digit values, initializing it with 0 and traversing a loop on the string. Okay, so if I mod to equals to 0, so if in the start with index 0, then 0 1, so first value will be even, so we are considering that case. So E is equals to E plus, so we have to add each value which are on the even place. So how do we get that value? So we will do type casting. So int then particular s of I, so whatsoever be the character at that particular value, minus int of, so if we minus the ASCII value of 0 with the ASCII value of whatsoever number, we will get to know that what's the exactly number is that is 9. Like ASCII value of 9 minus ASCII value of 0, so they are between 9, difference is 9. So we will get to know that what's the exactly number, right? So this is what we found. So in this way we will do for the odd thing also. So O is equals to O plus int of SI. We can do this thing in one line above and can use in here, can store in a value and then add respectively, but nevertheless. So in this way we will get to know the sum of odd digit values and even place values. So now whatsoever the values is, so we have some value, right? So now we will create a recursive function, and we will pass this O and E and D. So if this function is returning, so this function will be a Boolean type. So if this function is returning that is 1, so we found that any value is there whose sum is equal to, which is single digit and whose sum is equal to D. So then we will print C out, yes, else. So there were test cases, so we have to print in the different line what my friend told, but we are not considering other test cases. We are just considering one time only. We can use a while loop and run for the T test cases, but we are not doing that thing here. So this function which we have named recursive, it will be of bool type. So we are passing two values, int O, int E. So we have written O 2 times, and int D. Okay, so we have this. So if O is equals to D, or E is equals to D, so whichsoever the value is return 1. So any of O or E is equal to D, then we are returning 1. Else what we are doing is that we are creating a local odd value and local even value. Okay, so not to do this thing like this, so we just pass odd in one recursive call, and we are using OR and recursive, and we are using odd for this one. So we have two number, right? 13, and for this one 16, right? So we are passing 13 separately and each that 16 separately. Okay, so this function will be of only just two parameters. So now we have, so suppose we are making this generic, so n number is coming, whether E and O, n number, and if n is equals to C, oh, so I skip that thing, so it will be a simpler thing. So now if we go with the earlier approach, so then we have to create 4 variables inside a function, then check both differently. But in this way, we have to just create a 2 variables, that O1 even, or we can name them also O and E. which we have initialized with 0. So now we have to run a loop. So while n is greater than 0. So we missed something. So if n is equal to d is equal to d, that is okay. But what about if n is less than equal to 9, right? So if number is in 2 digit, then we have to go inside the function. But if the number is equal less than 2 digit, that is 1 digit number, but it is not equal to d, then also we have to return that 0. Otherwise we will call it infinite and it will go. So we didn't reach to our base condition, right? So we have to improve our base condition. So okay, so while loop is here, n is greater than 0. So now what we have to do is that similar concept which we have used here, we have to use it here. So one time we have to add the value in the e and one time in u. So e is equals to e plus n mod 10. So we will do n is equals to n by 10. So if we see that here, so suppose this is the number, so we are doing mod, so we will get 2, then we are dividing it by 10, then this number will remove, so 2 will add into e. Now we will do same thing for o is equals to o plus n mod 10, and n is equals to n by 10. So 2 is added, now 7 is added into e. In a similar way, 6 will add into e, 1 will add into o, then 0 will add into e, 8 will add into this o, then 5 will add into e. So number is done, it reached to 0, final state. Now we will call, so we will call a function, same function. If the value is not in the single digit, then we have to do the same operation again. So then we are calling this again with one time with o and d, or e and d. So we are returning this. Okay, so if I explain what exactly this is, that or means that either of the function calling return 1, then we are good. So we have to return 1. So 1 0 0 1 1 1, all these pattern will return 1 in OR operation. So we are doing that thing here. So I think we have completed our function, so there is nothing more than this. So let's run. So let's have a small example, right? So let's take a number n is equals to 365, right? So and d is equals to, so d is equals to 7. Okay, so the sum will be for even it's 8 and for odd it's 7, and which is not equal to, for odd it's 6 and which is not equal to d. So it has to print this no. So first we are passing d value, so 7, and the number is 365. So let's see to run our code. So there are some okay, so there is something wrong with our question. Okay, so there's some error. So as dot length should be there. Okay, so recursive. There is some error with recursive. So we have to find that too. I think. Okay, so OD, we are doing that thing fine here. Oh, sorry. So recursive, it's had to be written. right? So sorry. So now we will run. So it's printing no. Suppose if we are giving d is equals to 8. So d is equals to 8. So let's see, is it printing? Yes. So yeah. So this is the question and this is the solution for that question up to me. And I think it's the efficient one only. So I can't think of more efficient one than this one. So it's in constant time complexity only, like 10 to the power 23. So we are just running up this loop for 23 numbers only, and then we are running this for half of them only, and every time half of it. So yeah, so this is the one question which is asked in today's contest, that is CodeHers conducted by Walmart. So I think so we will discuss the another question in another video. So till then, bye. Have a nice day and thank you for watching till now.